sorry that I need to say it, but goodbye Ultraman arc. I loved every bit of this final episode. We actually got to see more of the Dream Kaiju's ability, trying once more to make Yuma believe that he is in a dream, but now using his real parents, which is like, think about it, makes more sense. Which gave us Yuma opening up about still not being fully healed from pretty much K-Day. Like seeing his emotions as scars that haven't healed yet, and when every time he sees some blood runs out from them, he runs away because it's easy. And like, it was so good because it's like, if you think about it, Yuma was like what, 6, 7? He's, yeah, older, but it's like, for fuck's sake, like, this is a traumatic event. Like, seeing your parents dying was and is something that a lot of people can't really get over it. And it makes sense. Yeah, like, why the fuck would he still not be, like, okay fully? And having Sweet almost win over Yuma, like, was an interesting moment. Like, having the protagonist of the show having this bold move, almost like, hey, I think it's better for me here. Like, it doesn't matter. That's something that a lot of toku shows don't really do as much. But it worked for Yuma's story, and having both his parents along with Ruchion, like, helping like Yuma get out of his dream state was amazing. And it worked with like the kind of main like theming of the show about imagination. It's, you can't really change the past, but you can change the future. The future is not something that is set in stone, and it's brilliant. Imagination would give you a better future. And to be honest, having both young Yuma and old Yuma like transforming into Arc was like a fucking neat touch. And having at the same time like Ban, Rin, and Shu and Yuppie figuring out a way to help Yuma with Rin actually inventing a proton pack, because for fuck's sake, it's just the proton pack that is actually charged with some onyx particles, was really cool, which did help Arc, which was neat. And he actually finished up the kaiju. And like, I felt like, okay, that was quick. And just, you know, Sweet, casually, very nonchalantly, just transform into her own kaiju form, which was fucking great. Because like, we didn't saw any of those, like, we got scans for pretty much the last couple of like episodes of Arc. And the only other kaiju that we got to see, it's like the free kaijus, or like the free kaijus from the movie, and then the dream kaiju. We didn't get to see like Sweet's kaiju form, and it's like fucking cool looking. Like, man, like that fight was fucking great, because it was pretty much an Ultra versus an Ultra. It was two people in suits that are less constrictive, and having like, and also Sweet's kaiju form is fucking beautiful, and having it pretty much Sweet is like, okay, fuck it, you like pretty much like took over the Onyx, and like now you're okay with it and you can do whatever you want with it. I'll become the fucking gate, fuck it. And like they have like the gate in their chest. Oh, it looks so cool. And like, oh, it's so cool, and that fight was so cool. And having Arc, like, okay, how the fuck we're going to finish up like a show about imagination? Like, okay, what are we going to do? Let's just have Arc shoot its beam and just go around the earth, and then do a trick shot to like shoot Sweet in the head. Oh, that was fucking great. Oh, that was so fucking cool. And like, the fight ends after he finished Sweet's off. Like, that was cool. And then he just kind of seals like Gridman's move. I'm just saying, like, Arc is a Gridman homage. Like, he straight up fucking Arc just took fucking Gridman says fixer beam. It's like, Gridman. And like, having the episode end with Yuma saying goodbye to the rest of Skip because he and Raytheon are going to space and like trying to find a way to help Wuchi on this planet was so fucking cool. Like, having pretty much Yuma bid goodbye to all of his friends, and then like Shu comes in and he hugs him, and it's like, oh, like, I don't give a shit if they're gay or not, but it'd be cool if they would be gay. But they're so sweet, they're great friends. Like, having pretty much Shu come in for the hug kind of gives a full arc to their relationship. Like, Shu at first was like very like trying to be in a distance from everybody because this is how he believed. But as he got closer to the rest of Skip, like, oh my god, like Shu pretty much believed that Yuma is his irreplaceable friend, and having him is like, hey, when you're back, just call the kaiju outline. And having Yuma leave the planet, kind of like how Zed did. That was cool. Like, that very much reminded me the same ending that Zed had. It's like, hey, when you come back, just come back, please. Come back in one piece. That was great. And having pretty much the couple of minutes of the episode pretty much be, hey, Ark is gone, but also the kaijus are gone, and it seems that everything is okay. And having the last, like, actual sound bite from the show be the kaiju hotline ringing, and it's like Shu picks it up and he hears it's Yuma, but we don't hear anything else. We just like, and we just see the rest of Skip kind of like, oh my god, oh, this and this, and like they're talking, and it's so cool. And it like leaves a lot to our imagination. How much, yes, like if you think about it, like Shu is going to lead to the GDF, but they would still probably be close when Yuma is going to come back, and it's great. Like, everything about this was amazing. Like, leaving out the conversation to our imagination work for the theming of the show. Like, this episode was fucking amazing. This Ultraman arc, episode 25, gets a fucking S+. Like, arc did something, in my opinion, unprecedented, in my opinion. And that made me fall in love with two toku shows back to back. I loved the story elements and some of the character elements in Blazer. It was great. What it brought to the table was something fun and something that reminded me of Ultraman Gaia, of Ultraman like Mebius, of Ultraman Nexus, of Tiga. It reminded me, it was like, hey, like, let's do like something more serious. Let's not just do kiddie shit and just pander to fans that are now like 50 and 60. And then when R came in, it reminded me a lot of Cosmos, it reminded me a lot of Dynite, reminded me a lot of Max, bits of Mebius. Like, it reminded me, it's like, hey, Toku can be creative, Toku can be different, Toku can be whatever the fuck you want it to be, because Tokusatsu is just special effects. You just use the special effects to whatever craft or story that you want to tell. Because how much I loved Blazer's like theming and story elements, it was still a traditional Ultra show. Skip wasn't an attack team. Skip was an investigation team. Like, having like Yuma in the end wanting to help Raytheon and his planet was great. Like, everything about this, like, play along with Subaraya's imagination. This is how they call their streaming service. This was brilliant. Like, I'm sorry, the entire show of Arc wasn't the lightning in a bottle, the lightning in the bottle that Blazer was, because Blazer was the first Ultra show that didn't try to connect an Ultra to a different one since Orb. And if you think about it, like, Orb had like a fusion gimmick, so does it really count? So it's like, okay, if it's not really Orb, it's X. X is an unidentified Ultra from an unidentified part of the universe. It's been almost, like, what, like 10 years since X? So it's like having Arc returns and it's like, okay, we have an Ultra that is not really an Ultra because Rechion is just a beam of light and not every beam of light is an Ultra. Creating an Ultra was great. Like, Arc had great, like, character focused episode, and he told, in my opinion, a smaller scale story that worked, and it had genuinely stunning visuals, like, and yeah, how much it used like some like old kaijus, but I think they did use a lot more kind of like different type. Hey, they didn't use Gubila. No, they did use Gubila. Like, I remember like one person that I've seen online hating on the Give Us episode because like they made Gubila run away. Gubila is still there. Gubila is still here. But it's ground Gubila, so it's different. But yeah, like, in my opinion, like, to be honest, my 3 standout episodes are episode 8. It was genuinely like a fun episode, and also it's like, it's a Gridman homage. Like, as someone that covered Gridman to like too much in my Legacy of Gridman video, it's like, oh yeah, like, I love it. It's fucking great. While like, I love how much like episode 22 just felt different. Not having a big kaiju fight, but having all of the characters kind of like be different and having the show feel different. It just worked. Like, I love that moment when the man in the white mask removes his mask and you see the apple. It's fucking great. While like, I think episode like 10, in my opinion, is fucking great. Like, it actually took me on an emotional roller coaster that just worked. Like, everything about Arc is what Subaru should look at and say, okay, let's do that. Let's combine a bits of Blazer because yeah, traditional Ultra is great, but having these weird, like, out there Ultras can work. Arc showed it, Blazer showed it. I hope Omega would. Like, how much I'm a little bit trepidatious with like Z and Zero being like pretty much plastered on the new generation hero, pretty much posters and the entire like recap show. Like, I hope we're not kind of getting to, okay, our tried and true ways of like, hey, let's do this stuff that sells well. Let's do something interesting, because I think like Arc and Blazer kind of showed us, hey, let's do weird shit works. High concept works. Like, I hope that like we can say that with Blazer and now Arc, Subaru is back to its true like imagination era. It's like, it's not high concept, but it's it's high concept, but it's rebooted. It's imagination. So, what you thought about Arc episode 25? What you thought about Arc fully as a show? Comment below, let me know. Tell me what's your standout episodes. Please, I would love to hear it. Yeah, if you haven't known yet, because I've pretty much going to send in every video that I'm going to record in this pretty much span of like 2 weeks. I have a Legacy of Gridman video. It's 2.5 hours long. Please watch it. Like, I worked on it for 6 months. Please, I need your help. Like, I just want some views. Please. So yeah, if you like the video, please smash that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please help your subscribe button achieve its true goal of becoming a subscribed button, and smash that subscribe button. Don't forget, You're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye!